What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel where we're doing music covers, original music, album reviews, song reviews, a little social commentary here and there, whatever the day calls for. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel. If you have content on here, I will subscribe to you as well. I am all about supporting up-and-comers on here. We Came as Romans are getting closer and closer to dropping their first full-length record since the tragic passing of Kyle Pavone. And before they do, they've decided to give us one more track here called Golden. This will be 5 of the 10 tracks released on this album. So after hearing this, we'll have already heard half the album. Aside from the song Daggers, which I didn't really like at all, it had a really cringy rap feature, and the song just kind of like generally didn't really go anywhere, I didn't think. The track they followed that up with, Plague, was definitely a step up from there. I would say out of the reviews and reactions that I've done, that's definitely one of the ones where I think I might have given a little bit too generous of a rating. I rated it at an 8, I believe, and it could have easily been a 7, I think. It kind of was really predictable. Everything in it either reminded me of Linkin Park or Architects. It's kind of doing what Architects have been doing lately and integrating that with some reminders of some past nu metal bands. I mean, that kind of highlights everything that's going on in the rut that some metalcore has fallen into. And I really don't want to see these guys go down that path. Like, Plague was pretty good, but then you had like Darkbloom, which was a good song that I listened to a lot, and it was good for what it was, which was kind of a more radio friendly approach, but still had like a nice thrashy verse and some nice meaty chugs. Then you had Black Hole, which was really radio friendly, also pretty good for what it was, but this predictable structure has kind of been where they've been moving towards. They released a song called From the First Note, which was one of the first two they released right after the passing of Kyle. And I think that was probably the best one they did, and the one that really had the sound of We Came as Romans. That one's actually not going to be featured on this album. And I get that. It's been a while since they did that one. So, I'm optimistic for this album. I'm optimistic for this song. But I just don't want to see these guys get into a rut of sameness in this new era of their sound. And Plagued was probably the track that really, really had me missing what Kyle brought to this band, But they're doing the best they can with the hand they've been dealt. And, I'm still pretty optimistic. We'll see what we get here. This is the last track that I'm going to review up before the release of this album. I think it comes out next month, so I can't see them releasing anything else after this, because, like I said, this is already going to be half the album we're hearing. So let's just dive right into this thing. Here is We Came as Romans with Golden.
I can't move it all. Eyes wide open, but I wish that I was dreaming of a world where you stayed. The night before you left, I saw you one last time, but I couldn't see through tear-filled eyes. Couldn't bring myself to say goodbye. Show me the way to go on.
Okay, so this song kicked right off of the riff that would sound like something the Architects would have done in their better eras than what they are doing these days. And then it gives way into something with the Chester Bennington sound to it. That's clearly what these guys want to do now. But you know what? I like this one better than Plagued for sure. Like, even though it's doing exactly what I said I didn't want it to do, I think emotion really carried the song. The parts themselves were way more memorable than Plagued. Um, that riff was definitely a slamming riff. Dave Stevens did a great job, and I didn't feel as much like he was just doing like Chester Bennington impressions all through, which again, I did kind of hear that in Plagued. And you know, I'm not trying to say the Plagued was like a pile of shit or anything, but that was very much like a 7 out of 10 kind of song. This one, the emotion really carries it. I do find myself wanting to listen to this one again. This clearly is going to be what kind of band they are from here on out, I guess, or at least for this record. But I feel like this blueprint they're doing that is very reminiscent of Architects. They're doing it a hell of a lot better than Architects themselves are doing it right now. And if you don't know a lot about Architects and you want to know what I mean by that, listen to their song "Tear Gas." It's not very good. There's just something about the way they do this in this song that really, really makes it work, despite the fact that, yes, I did pretty much know in the structure of the song everything that was coming next. And, you know, when you're doing this kind of metalcore, it just depends on the quality of the song, the emotion, and just the performance itself. Like you kind of know that vocals are going to take center stage here, you know, and after We Came as Roman's second album, I think they didn't kind of make a conscious decision back then to kind of be more of a vocal centric band because their first two albums had way more guitar centered moments and more technical parts and parts where Dave and Kyle would just like squeeze all these lyrics into a verse. I saw them live for the tour of that record, Understanding What We've Grown to Be, and I'm really glad that I did because they kind of retired that album after that tour, like live. They just don't really fuck with it too much, it seems. And I don't know. I mean, this is one of those songs where I enjoyed it, and while it did have the elements that I said I didn't really want to hear, it's done so well that, you know, it was very, very enjoyable. The lyrics feel a little bit deeper on this one because Black Hole and Plague both had very just kind of predictable, vague kind of ways of expressing what they were trying to express in those songs lyrically, whereas this one felt a little bit deeper. I don't know, man. I really want to give this one an 8 out of 10, and I don't think I'll change my mind on this one. Like it was very well done. Whereas I haven't gone back to Plague too much. I think I will go back to this one for sure. And I would say this is probably one of the top ones they've released so far. Whoever they're working with here, he's bringing out the best of this sound in them for sure. So whoever the producer is, great job to him. You know, great job to everybody. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's great to see these guys keep on keeping on. And the next time you'll hear me talk about these guys is when we do the album review for the album, which I believe is going to be called Dark Bloom. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching.